House will be in order. We've got a very, very special team that we've invited to be on the floor with us today. We've got Representative Ballentine and Representative Huggins, and we are honored to have Senator Cromer here with us today to greet and recognize this outstanding team. Sergeant. House will come to order as the Chapin High School Eagles enter the House chamber. Chapin High School Eagles. House will be in order. Mr. Ballentine is recognized to speak on behalf of the group. Tell us about this outstanding group of young ladies. Mr. Ballentine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I am honored again to be joined by my desk mate, Representative Huggins, and as you heard, Senator Cromer is here. We are privileged each and every day to represent what we feel is the best school district in the state. If not the best, it's one of them, and that's Lexington-Richland 5. And the reason why it's one of the best school districts in the state is not just because of the teachers that we have or the families or the student achievements, but it's also from the student athletes that we put on the fields, on the courts, and on the mats in competitions each and every day throughout the state. Today, we stand here to remind you that you can't spell champions without Chapin. It's something we said many years ago, and every year we've been saying it often. Before I share this team and this program's achievements, I'd like the parents and family members in the balcony to stand up, and I'd like my colleagues to not only recognize them, but let's recognize the 2019 5A state champion Chapin varsity cheerleaders. Thank you, colleagues, for that. By the way, I think there's only 10 people left in the town of Chapin today. This team of outstanding young ladies behind us have many superlatives. This year, one of them was they achieved the highest score ever in any state competition, and they were almost perfect. So when you're almost perfect, you're going to pretty much beat anybody else in the competition. Let's start with some individual highlights, though, before we get to the team and to the program, which I do want to brag on the program as well. When I call your name, if you'll please step out. Where's Sarah Miller? Sarah? Where you at? There you go. She is the 5A Cheerleader of the Year. Congratulations, Sarah. I also want to recognize a group of young ladies who are seniors on this squad. And the reason, I normally don't call out names when I'm up here, but the reason why I want to recognize these seniors, they have never lost a state championship. Would you please stand forward when I read your name, please? Kendall Borland, Mary Grace Galloway, Emily Koenig, Sydney Lindler, Ashley Miller, Sarah Miller, Caroline Ogburn, and Alina Ruff. Let's give these young ladies a round of applause. So for those of you who have athletes in your family, whether they play football or whether they're on the debate team or cheerleaders or whatever way they participate, you understand the hours of practice that are involved in the dedication and sometimes the trips to the doctors or the ERs and things like that. These ladies practice 7 days a week and since April have put in over 400 hours perfecting their sport. Let me tell you what this team did. This team won their back-to-back 5A state championships this year. It is their 6th championship in a row. And out of the past 17 years, they've won 15. And the 2 they didn't win, they were runners-up. This is an outstanding team, but it is also an outstanding program. They are the only athletic team in any sport to win a state championship in every classification in South Carolina. Now, of course, this can't be done without the parental support and the family support and the hours and dedication of practice that these young ladies spend each and every year. But they have to have a coach. They have to have a leader. And they not only have a coach and a leader, they have an outstanding individual, Coach Vicki Williams. And I want to take a minute to brag on Coach Williams before we send them along their way, because this has been a busy week. I think they had a mother-daughter brunch earlier in the week. I think tonight they'll get their state championship ring. I think they go bowling with their dads on Friday. And I think they have a dance or recognition on this weekend. So this is a family here, and you can see the reason why they work together and work so hard. Coach Williams has been the coach, and she's coached along with her daughter Billy over here. We are also joined by the principal, Michael Ames of Chapin High School. Vicki has been here for 19 years. The first and the only year that they did not win or place is because they didn't have someone at the top of the pyramid, Vicki tells me. And that's a memory that has been embedded in her mind ever since. And that's what fuels her to always have somebody at the top of the pyramid. Coach Williams and these ladies have a saying, or a phrase, if you will, and it says, you win for one reason. And I think this resonates with every winning team and winning program. You win to represent all the girls that have gone before you, the girls who have also helped to carry on the tradition of excellence on the mat. And I think that's what makes these ladies different and unique. You'll see them again. They'll be here next year, and they'll continue to keep winning. And it's all because of the program and the discipline and the work ethic that has been installed by their parents, by their family, and by Coach Vicki Williams. Please join me again in congratulating your 5A state champions, the Chapin Varsity Cheerleaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chapin High School Eagles are 2019 5A competitive cheer state champions.